was about the VLANs and all those things, but now how we can create the VLAN implementation, how we can implement Cisco Catalyst 2960, 3650 switches support up to 4,000 VLANs. In 4,000 tags can be applied. VLAN can split into the two categories: normal VLAN range, which is 1 to 1005, configuration stored in the VLAN tag file. In the flash memory, VTP can only learn and store the normal VLAN range. Extended range, actually, VLAN numbers from the 106 to 4096, configuration stored in the NVRAM, and VTP does not learn the VTP range. Actually, what is the VTP? We will discuss later on. So basically, the idea is just to define what is the normal VLAN, what are the extended range. The normal VLAN range is 1 to 1005, and the extended range are 1006 to 4096. Configuration stored in the VLAN database, and here the configuration stored in the NVRAM. VTP can only learn and store the normal VLAN, and VTP does not learn the extended range VLAN. That's the difference between these normal and the other one. How we can create a VLAN, configure VLAN, for example, VLAN 1 number and the name. Name is an optional. And then most importantly, once you create a VLAN, the VLAN itself has no significant. It has no significance actually unless it is associated with a port itself. So you need to associate with the port actually. So this is the switch port, and then you are saying switch port VLAN 1, VLAN 10, and all those. Here you can see configure VLAN F0118, switch port mode access, switch port VLAN 20. These are the two guys can talk to each other. Sorry, this one switches ports. No switch port VLAN access. Member changing. And if you want to delete the VLAN, you say no VLAN 20, for example, verifying the VLAN information, show VLAN name student, for example, which was previously created. Show interface VLAN as well if you want to create SVI. Configuring trunk link. I will hold this here. So this is our topology to configure the VLANs between the different switches. So basically, as you can see, this switch PC4, PC0, PC5, they are connecting to multiple switches. They are not connecting to the same switch. Now see how the traffic will switch over from VLAN 10 to another VLAN sites. So basically, we are using this topology. This is a VLAN 10 and this is VLAN 20. So I have already configured the IP address. Let me see. Yeah, this IP address is configured. This side, the IP address is already configured. This side, the IP address is already configured. 1.1.2, 1.3, 1.4. Let's see. Let me try to ping from here. If I try to ping, let's see what happens. Okay, I can ping it from this machine. On this machine, I can ping it. 10.1.1.3. Yeah. So you can see VLAN 10 active on F01 port here. To 22 and 23. These are the ports. As you can see, they are connecting to our other switches. Like Singapore and New York and Paris. So Singapore point of view, we have F022 connected to F022. That port must be trunk because these ports need to carry multiple VLAN on there. This is what you can see. Okay, 23 carry multiple VLAN. So how we can configure this? Interface FAS01 switch port mode access, which means that it will only carry one VLAN switch port access VLAN 10. So this is will be you will making sure that this port will be only associated with the VLAN 10. Similarly here on this switch, Singapore side, you see VLAN 10 is connected to F02. Okay, this is the configuration for F01 and F02. What we are saying, switch port mode access and switch port mode VLAN 10. This port, the connecting 22, will be the trunk port, because if it's not trunk port, it will not carry the VLAN. Switch port trunk, switch port mode trunk. So basically we are saying that you will carry two VLAN. So this is the configuration of trunk. What is the trunk? It can carry multiple VLAN, but access port F00 can only carry one port for one VLAN, sorry. Okay. But you see, I cannot ping to 11.1.1.2 and .2. So I cannot ping them because there is a different VLAN. That's called security. So by default, one VLAN cannot go to another VLAN unless there is a router in the middle of them. So that is the concept of routing VLAN without any router. So again, let me repeat that. So this machine is part of on this connecting to F001. It's part of its access port. This is the trunk port. It can carry multiple VLAN. We only say switch port mode trunk. Then these ports are also part of the same VLAN like VLAN 10. That is why you can see its communication is possible. Okay. Most likely the trunk port, which is carry the multiple VLAN between the different switches. That's the definition of the trunk port. So if you these are the commands different we can assign, we can configure. So first of all, we can configure switch port and we can say VLAN 10 for example. So VLAN 10 for example, we can configure here VLAN 10 name say buzzer. Show VLAN brief. Now you see why the VLAN name is changed buzzer. Brief, show VLAN ID, I think. Question mark ID 10. Okay. So 10 will show you that this is associated with this port. The name, that's a VLAN number. On this side, okay, same as well. And this port where this will be connected is access port, plus will say switch port access VLAN 20. If you want to remove that, changing the port membership, you can remove this port as well. So for example, if I want to remove this port from VLAN 20, switch port mode, switch port, we say switch port access. Now look at this, I changed the, you can see, I changed the port from 10 to 20, and I can say no switch port mode, switch port access VLAN 10. Okay, or I can say switch port access VLAN 10. So if you want to remove that, say no switch port access VLAN 10. And you can change the membership of the port as well. If you are not happy with the VLAN, you can say no VLAN, for example, no VLAN 10. Now when you say no VLAN 10, and if you try to ping from here, this should not be working. Okay, because reason is, first of all, the port is down. Second thing is because the VLAN 10 does not exist. So that is critical. When I remove the VLAN, you will see my communication is stopped. But now I'm putting the VLANs again. I created the VLAN. After some period of time, you will see the communication will be restored. You see, now it should be restored. Even though my port is saying that you are in the VLAN group 10, with this command, switch port access VLAN 10, switch port mode access. Verifying the VLAN information. And this is how you can create a trunk actually. So you see, if you want to check that the interface is in access mode or what. So you see, so show interface, whatever the interface you want to see, switch port, and it's defining its access mode. If I say 22, this is the .1Q trunk. Okay. So depends which port you have created, so you can verify with this command as well.